Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Monsters Matter, brought to you by the Villains Demand. I am Evan the Great.
I'm Smiley.
Today, henchmen, I would like for you to get your monster manuals out and turn to page 151, also in Vogel's Guide, page 26. We're going to talk about the big men up north.
Your party is chartered a ship from Luskin. It is from dour sails, the fog's rolling in. You have men posted in the crow's nest, but they cannot make heads or tails. They cannot see beyond the stern. And then you hear the call, almost too late, as a colossal boulder flies through the air and cracks into your mast. Giants. The ships scour with activity, and then you see them. A massive longboat, nearly the size of 6 of your ships. And standing at the helm, blue skin, white haired, white scales adorning his body and his patchwork stitched frame. And over his shoulder is an axe with what appears to be the jaw of a dragon as the blade. That's all I got.
That is one way to introduce the Frost Giant. So, henchmen, as we were on page 151, we are going to break into page 26 of Vogel's Guide. We are going to break down what makes a Frost Giant, why do they act like they do, and all the information you need to know. First off, Frost Giants it's very cold where they're at, the frozen tundras.
You could say that. You could also say it's titular.
Or titular. On the water, Vikings. They're basically Vikings. If you want to think of a Frost Giant, they are big.
They are the
Vikings.
Closest thing to real world Vikings in D&D. Unless you actually just put Vikings in your game, which case then that is.
Yes.
But when it comes to what's out of the books, Frost Giants win the game.
Definitely. And as Smiley was saying earlier, blued skin, white big beards and hair, very like icicles from them probably from the cold. They are just big, heavy, icicled individuals.
Ironically, they do not deal any cold damage.
That is weird. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
I did not did not know that.
Fire giants don't do fire damage.
They don't.
No.
And they should, but actually they shouldn't. It don't make no sense. But also with the Frost Giants, the way they are, they're big, they're all about strength, survival of the fittest. They're well known for how many scars they have, how strong they are. They're not blacksmith. They don't operate.
They do not create anything. They do not manufacture anything other than their ships.
Yeah, they
everything is scavenged or traded for with other giants.
There you go.
They're the most brutal and savage of all giant kind, because to them, brutality and savageness is holy. It is literally what they worship.
Yeah. So if you're after blizzards come through, blizzards don't come through. It don't matter. If you're in their path, good, evil, it does not matter. You are in the Frost Giant's path. They will come, they will conquer, they will take, they will repeat.
Because to them, to raid, to pillage, is their holy right.
Yes.
Them doing it earns them a place in their heavens.
And they love the challenge. That's why they want scars. They want battle wounds to show how powerful and strong they are.
They're 20-foot orcs.
Yeah, they want to have this pieced together dragon skills and stuff like that. They want you to know how powerful they are, what they come, and what they can do.
They have a intense rivalry with fire giants.
Yes.
They're the two warlike giants, but where one is like savagery of war, the other one is the tactics of war, which I feel are two wonderful sides of one coin. Something that if they ever have to work together, something you can explore and play around with, especially in like Storm's King Thunder or what have you.
That's a very good reference book to use if you want to pull any material out to use in your games. Storm King Thunder is a great book for that. Yeah. And in our Path game we had here, it's also a great book to pull NPCs out.
Yeah.
That are Frost Giant. Our snag is amazing. Look him up. The last thing on the regular Monster Manual 151 And the last column there is make war not good. As we talked, fire giants, they or frost giants. They don't.
Fire giants are made goods to make war.
They don't care. They don't care about what they have. They don't care about gold. They don't care about that stuff. They want to live for the chaos and the war. Like we keep saying, they're very Viking barbarian kind of ish, in their way of thinking. Kill it, slay it, take it, make goods, all that good stuff. And there's a few other things that you were going to talk about some of their mounts or steeds that they may have.
Well, one thing that they keep around as pets are remoras and young white dragons. They literally keep them like hunters keep hounds. I don't think it ever mentions what they do when they get too old. I feel it's one of those situations where you either have to kill it or go in the situation where you're now being ruled by your pet. One of those white dragons.
Yeah. That's very, very intimidating. So if I just, I see, something jumping over the cliff with a big dragon or possibly riding on one if it's big enough.
Yeah.
That is insane. That's very terrifying.
I vaguely remember a dragon. I cannot remember the name of it in my life or even what color it is. Just that it's dead ally, master, rider is strapped in a saddle on its head. And it's just like the remains of it, and it thinks it's alive.
Wow.
I think it's a white dragon. Irrelevant.
That is pretty insane. Is there any other info that we're not putting out here that they need to know about?
There's always info.
Yeah, there's always something.
I guess one thing that we do need to mention is they make no art. That's stone giants. They make no weaponry, like actual manufacturing weaponry. That's fire giants. They don't deal with prophecies or scriptures. That's storm giants. They don't pillage and raid for food. That's hill giants. They do it for just the pure divine right that they have been given.
Yes.
They literally worship strength. It is their ordaining and their positioning.
One little interesting thing I forgot to talk about is, speaking of strength and scars in battle, if frost giants ever have a dispute over something, they wrestle for it, according to the monster manual.
I did not remember reading that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Rulers of Might. It's underneath there. It talks about different things, and I never knew that. That's
I do
crazy.
know that the Jarl is like the strongest one amongst them.
Yeah.
But if you are flicking through your Volos guide and you get to the page with giants, if I can find the page with giants, because
26.
you'll prepare.
Oh, you're looking for different. Oh, my bad. Not description.
Well, I don't think it's in that bit back there.
But as he,
I found him.
there you go. He has found it.
There is the everlasting one.
Ooh.
That. Why?
Because we're doing it.
No, they put the description on the page before. They, for whatever reason, when a frost giant needs more strength, the giant god Vibrak will send them an offering to tempt them, which is a troll. Now, to accept this offering, they have to devour the troll. It's their form of make a deal with the devil. If they gain the troll's regeneration, super healing, they're a really cool creature, like the Stablock is, because they can have extra heads, and that's the thing. But then Vibrak turns them into the everlasting one. I like how they just have wherever they're wounded, they heal. Sometimes they overheal, they get an extra body part. But they are seen as abominations by other frost giants. So if one were to do this to become like Jarl, if he's ever found out, he's either exiled or butchered by his own people if he could die.
I never knew that about they hated him. They do.
Yeah, Vibrak, that one guy, the Destroyer, is seen as a disgusting creature.
And it makes sense because they're all about fighting. They're using their own strength, not harnessing it through something else. So that's all the info we got. So if you're interested in the statistics of the frost giants, They can be found in the Monster Manual on page 155. All the giant, or 4 of the giants is straight across there. And so if you're interested in statistics, it's also in the book. We're not going to go over all those. But we are going to end this video.
If you're one of the stats for the everlasting one, it's on page 148 of the Volo's Guide.
Sorry, we're going to end this video with another type encounter, how you can use a frost giant. That will be brought to you none other than Evan the Great. So I'll set the scene for you. We are in the tundra, because I like using that word.
Tundra, that is a fun word.
As you're in the tundra, or they're in the tundra, you feel the ground shake beneath. Something super heavy is walking across out in the blizzard itself. The snow, boom, boom, boom. You hear something else, almost like a wing type creature, as boom, as it lands on this covered tundra, possibly on the thickened ice. As it's looking around, and it does not see or know what is thumping coming across the ground. As on top of this huge mammoth with these huge tusks coming out from it, riding atop this is something you could never imagine. A frost giant rides on top of his steed. Yes, that's right. A mammoth as a steed.
Giant mammoth.
Giant mammoth.
Don't you tell me it can't.
There's a bunch of people that can't happen. Yes, it's happening. This is the way you describe it. This big beast, comes across, riding on top of it is this other giant foe with a big spear. As he pulls it off his back and he looks into the mist and the blizzard itself, it's flowing around this large winged creature that has landed. As it hunts its prey, as it gets its spear and it looks, the creature does not know he's there. As from 50, 60 feet away, he hurls this giant javelin. On the end of it, almost like a long sword or a great sword, it picked up and just makeshafted it. As it stabs into the creature, as it spins around and loses half its wing.
That's the most appropriate pronunciation I've ever heard of that word for what's happening. Shaft.
Yeah, my bad. He has shafted.
I love it.
He has shafted it. As it spins around and blood almost freezes as it hits the ground, this winged creature now seeing its enemy as it marches across. Da-doom, da-doom, as a mammoth. I only imagine that running across there as the floor starts to crack itself.
I see a mammoth is shattering.
Yeah, it's starting to shatter as the frost giant leaps from it and pulls out what he has described before is a wicked axe made of dragon bone itself. The dragon has started to notice this. This is something that it knows what's about to happen. It does not know if it's strong enough. It may be it's time to go. As he slides forward, knowing that the beast can fly into the air, he slashes at the other wing and slows it down, keeps it stationary, and then he grabs it upon its head and it tries to snap at him. The frost, as it shoots a blast of cold that hits the giant but does not affect it because I believe they're immune to cold damage. As it breaks his arm free of this thing and grabs a hold of this creature, the mammoth runs up and slams into the white dragon itself, and it lets out a roar in pain as it's flipping around. It is now time for it to meet its end. As it looks up into the heavens itself, but does not see a heaven, it sees a big axe sliding as the head comes off of this beast.
That's going to be a Mike peak.
Yes. The dragon reaches, the frost giant reaches down into the dragon's mouth and pulls each tooth out with his strength and might. Hammers it, pulls every tooth out. Puts them into a big bag. It can use those to make daggers with. Yes, they make daggers out of dragon teeth.
He's been talking about this for a while now.
He busts his jawbones and pulls it apart, puts it into the bag to make axes with. And then he starts to scale this beast, taking its scale and its hide, because once it gets a hold of it, it's just going to wrap it around himself.
Not even 10.
Does not care. As armor, it showed that he is the strongest that there is here. The strongest is the frost giant. And one of its mortal enemies also uses companions or pets. As this dragon lays harmlessly on the ground, the frost giant hops back on this mammoth. Once it gets off the tundra where it can walk and go back into to show his prized possession. As he drags a rope, dragging this carcass because he will eat it as well, because they eat stuff as they kill it because it's warm to them.
This has been so informative. This has been such an informative description.
I'm sorry. Hopefully I got the audience's attention somewhat.
No, I
So
like
drags this dragon and itself riding on top of a mammoth into the tribe to show its prized possession. And there for you, we have the Frost Giant. Anything else to add?
Simply, until next time, henchman.
Remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check out our YouTube channel. If you
I'm
want to,
assuming that's what they're doing right now.
there we go. If you want to do all that cool shit and use a Frost Giant to its full
Like,
purpose,
comment, subscribe.
then you try those. Your players should get scared. If not, put another Frost Giant out there. Two's always better than one.
They are tribal.
Next time. See you later, guys.